Good evening. How are you? I'm going a little later tonight. I've been designing all day on my website and adding some content and material over there, some studies, and I thought I'd share that with you tonight. In addition to the fact that Quebec has become its own nation and our elections have been canceled, just like our freedoms. Yes, my friends, I'm going to hang a little bit and hopefully, there we go. I see one popping up. I can't see who it is though. Comment, say hi. It's like they're delaying it so that we get frustrated, so we can't get out there. Oh, it's so frustrating. In any case, I'm enjoying my matcha blend, mushroom cacao mix matcha, coconut cream, all blended up with a little stevia. It's delicious. I thought we would cover some pretty important material. Oh, Holly, sorry you can't comment. I just see that on Messenger. Urgh. They don't want us to connect. They don't want us to talk. They certainly don't want me to feel encouraged. It will be on YouTube and NewTube as usual after this. It so sucks. In any case, again, I can't see who's there right now, but again, just hang in there and it'll all sort of come together. Well, Canada, well, I'm going to read it to you. So we're just going to go over there right away and get you in on this. Because all the parties supported a motion against holding a pandemic election, meaning that they're already plotting the course for the 2023 election and saying it's no more if it is still considered a pandemic at that particular time. And that means to me that they're actually laying the groundwork for that. That's what's happening. And from what I understand here, this isn't just a federal election. This is all elections in the country. Now, before we go into what they've said, I just wanted to introduce you to countries in the past that have canceled elections. And, you know, I can go back to let's go back to 1918. Estonia. 23 was the Bolivians. 1930, the Brazilians. 31, Ecuadorians. 34, Bolivia. Wow, they do that a lot there. 96, Peru, 36, Peru, 48, Costa Rica, 57, Guatemala, 58, Cuba, 60, Iran, 82, Argentina, 82, Peru again, 67, Sierra Leone, 68, man, wow, that was all before my time, or right at my time, so I guess countries that I hadn't heard of. Lesotho in 70, 78 was Bolivia again, 82, Guatemala, 86, Philippines, 89, Panama, 90, Burma, Algeria in 91, 92, Central African general election, 93, Nigeria, 94, Kazakhstan, 97, Milan, 2000, Peru, 2003, Georgia, 2003, Papua New Guinea, 2004, Azerbaijan, 2008, Thailand, 2010, Iceland, 11, Kosovo, 11, sorry, can't see it that well there. South Ossetian, okay. 2011, Egypt, 2012, Guinea, Kuwait, 2012, 2013, Maldives, 2014, Thailand. 15, Haiti. 17, Kenya. 19, Malawi. 19, Bolivia again. Azerbaijan. 19, 20, Kyrgyzstan. And 2020, Myanmar. My point is that all the nations that have canceled their elections, well, I mean, they're not the developed nations. Let's put it that way. Interesting enough, that Bolivia kind of shocks me. I didn't understand that they had canceled their election so many times in history. It's interesting. But again, Canada has done this. Okay, now, so this was a vote. I got it on TikTok. It was a vote of 327 yays to canceling elections during pandemics. And only one nay. And that was Derek Sloan. The only one out of all of them. So if anyone is telling me this is partisan, there's nothing partisan about what's going on here, because they've all elected to keep the establishment in place. Every conservative except for Sloan. 327, every one of them. This is massive, you guys. I mean, again, if this doesn't tell people that we are locked in for Agenda 2030, that we have a literal dictatorship happening right now, well, come on, we got to wake up, because I've been saying this since, again, January 30th, 2020, when the whole world changed. And the World Health Organization took management of this matter. And in Canada, as soon as Sophie got her diagnosis, Trudeau went in the House, and there he sits. Parliament hasn't been the same. Nothing has been the same. And now they're all voting to keep the status quo, because that's all that can mean. They're all in on it. Because Agenda 2030 is non-partisan. It's an international agreement. And it's to the goals of 99% vaccination. So we know exactly where they're going with all of this. We know. Amongst a lot of other goals, including a circular economy, that, again, we are talking deep socialism and sort of the China model being imposed here in Canada and in the West. In any case, I want to read this article with you just quickly, so that, you know, now, again, barely any media coverage. This was iPolitics. And again, the clue came to me through TikTok, and then I followed it up from there. And again, it should be scattered. This is huge news. Again, it says we're in a dictatorship, but of course the media doesn't want to let us know that, amongst many other things. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Bruno. Ernesto. That's all I can say. Oh, Sarah. Great. Gordon. Cool. In any case, here we go. Let me turn you around here quickly. Okay, MPs voted unanimously on Tuesday to support a Bloc Québécois motion calling on the government not to call an election during the pandemic. The motion urged the government to make every effort to ensure that voters are not called to the polls as long as this pandemic continues. It was supported by 327 MPs from the Bloc, NDP, the Greens, and the Liberals. And of course, they don't say the Conservatives, but they were all in there. For weeks, opposition MPs have been asking government to rule out an election during the pandemic. So again, the Conservatives are working the flank. They are. Working with, not against. Making it appear that they're being their efforts are being stunted, but they're not. Because I listened to a whole committee meeting today with Michelle Rempel, and it was hard to believe that this was actually like they were expecting us to take it seriously. She's getting stonewalled, but she's doing the same. And honestly, to me, when I listen to it, it's a game. Just like the game when Trudeau was defending the fact that a Chinese insurance firm with CCP ties had bought 26 nursing homes in Canada. This is going on here, and it's absolute corruption. In any case, okay, so if anyone thinks that there's anyone with our back right now, no one is. Again, because they are working the flank and allowing and pushing for not having an election as long as we are in a public health emergency. And they can keep that going forever. They can. And of course, you know, two classes of citizens is emerging. It was a week and a half ago, the Yukon, they are re-announcing. I found their website the other day, and I checked back and forth on that. And now they're going to be welcoming in vaccinated travelers. You see, here already, we're going to get shut down, guys. Like, as unvaccinated, we are becoming two classes of citizens, and it's happening right before our very eyes. I was looking into conscientious objection to vaccines, and I found a paper last night about, and it was a comparison with the military. And again, that conscientious objection, because honestly, this is where we're going with this. They need the 70%, and they seem to need thresholds. When I watched Scott Moe the other day saying that we needed to roll up our sleeves and get a vaccine, like demanded at that, like, honestly, I felt like there was a little bit of desperation in his eyes. And I get that impression with Ford, that they really need to attain this. And they're being strong-armed. I see that happening. I don't know what your impression is, but I'd love to know if you're from my territory and you're paying attention to that. Again, I'm not defending, but I'm saying that they are being... With everybody in on it, no one is going against the grain here, so why not? We need to be asking ourselves, why not? You know, I said it in the video last week. You know, is there a threat of biological warfare? Is there something like that going on? Because we know that this is biological warfare, which has happened under COVID. That's what's happened here. From a Wuhan lab. And now we are locked down to, again, the goals, because as soon as all of this happened, boom, the plans were firmed up to jet us into Agenda 2030 bill, into the future. And that is, well, those goals can't be attained without a totalitarian regime. It's dependent on all of this going down together. And again, they're all working together. Harper signed us on the agreement in 2015. We have to remember these things. You need to watch them with different eyes. Because, again, now Sloan was the only one who stood up, again, against it. Hey, Dorothy. Oh, just lost you here. Did you see where they're saying we have a global meat shutdown? Oh, Tyson Foods. This is where they've been going right from the beginning. I don't know if you guys watch the Ice Age Farmer. I keep up with him quite a bit because he knows what's going on the ground. And I've seen a lot of it. But yes, meat shortage is, well, it's not the end game. The end game is getting out of meat. Pretty entirely. What's interesting, though, is here in Saskatchewan, in our plan provincially under our government, they are apparently investing in meat facilities. And I just wonder if maybe Saskatchewan's being chosen to hide them out, because they still will have meat production, but it's going to become more limited as, again, the plant protein and insect protein categories emerge. About a year and a half ago, the insect protein powders started to show up in the health food stores. And of course, I was in doing promotions at the time, and it was like, how's that going? No, you saw it a week, 3-4 weeks later, it'd be on the sale rack and giving it away. It didn't go over with people at all. Again, I sold plant protein. I was right at the beginning of that, when our powder was like gritty. Back in the day when all of this started, we were kind of at the beginning of it. And yeah, insects, no, people are not going to gravitate that. They're going to have to become much more creative in marketing. They're all in it together. Of course they are, Dorothy. Like, again, you just have to watch what they're saying. In any case, in other news, Quebec just became its own separate nation. Who knew, right? I thought it was interesting because, again, it's sort of a little secret. And this happened on May 25th. I'll flip you around here quickly so we can just take a look. With a wave of Trudeau's, Quebec will become a nation. And a letter from Quebec Premier François Legault, a response from Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and voila, Canada's constitution changes. Quebec will become a nation, not a nation within a unified Canada, mind you, an actual nation with benefits. This nation will still send MPs to Ottawa and benefit from every federal program, while continuing to assert its absolute right to block energy transmission through its territory, among many other things. After the two leaders disposed of this little matter in a couple of days, the stunning fact is clear. The only province that has never agreed to the 1982 Constitution will change it with no approval from nine provinces that accepted it. There is no constitutional provision that allows unilateral change for matters that only affect one province. The House of Commons and Senate must also agree. All the other provinces are left with their noses pressed to the window. Interesting, huh? All our history, again, Quebec is, Quebec's the reason that everything has to be written in English and French in English Canada. All these years. I had products, I can tell you it was a pain in the ass. It was. Even getting the translation because they're Quebecois. And so when you can't even get traditional French. In any case, it's sad to see them go. I don't, again, these are massive changes to our country. The landscape is radically shifting. And again, this is more than a pandemic, even at that. It's a pandemic, but Canada seems to have special plans going on, including, the second-class citizens. So now there's the discussion around the border and opening it up. And that if you're vaccinated, you won't have to do the 2-week quarantine coming in. They're talking about getting rid of the hotel. So they're gonna pull that back slightly, that draconian measure, and allow you to go home. But again, now they're just throwing you a little crumb. And the crumb is get vaccinated or again be at bay for 2 weeks. You still have to do the testing, but you don't have to do the test prior. Again, this has not been solidified, but the fact of the matter is, you have to understand how this goes. They pull something back, and then they throw you a crumb. And then you're still back here, but psychologically you feel like you're up here. Please share my video, Dorothy. I need as many shares as I can get because as soon as the video stops, they won't let the views go on anymore. So, weeks later you go back and it's still stuck there. But then it looks like I'm a superstar because the likes exceed the views. It's really quite funny. You have to just zen out the shadow banning and just keep going whether or not it's getting out there. That's all you can do. I have a mission. And that is just to keep you up on again, some of the things that are being missed out there by the media intentionally. And it says that we're not in control of our country. That's what I've been saying for over a year. They're not in control. The government's not. The World Health Organization is. And again, as a de facto government, working under the wire. I know people that, have friends and family as government workers, and they're all at home. So they're not going to notice all the changes that are happening under the wire everywhere. And this is it. That's the value of having you removed from that situation and working at home. In any case, it's a time that, again, when we see these radical, and I mean radical changes to our own country, and the fact that, again, just like every third world dictatorship out there, Canada is canceling their elections. Now, you didn't see that in the Western world anywhere on that list. They haven't done it. Canada's going to do it. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's telling me that 2023, October-ish, is, well, they're prepared to keep us in that state to that date, or they wouldn't be putting that in now. On brighter news, well, not so much brighter news, because today, it was supposed to be the second, since Friday, it's been getting warm out, and yesterday it kind of got up there, and today I was all excited to get outside, and then they started spraying, and it never stopped all day, and it is socked in. I can feel it in my throat. You can hear it in my voice. And all you can do with that is do vitamin C, lots of it. Get your immune boosting tea or whatever. Again, I'm doing this one today, Sensations. Clear Mind, Lion's Mane, 1,600 milligrams of micronized mushrooms, certified organic, and it's a cacao mix. And then I added, this is a friend of mine's brand, My Matcha Life. I don't know if you have matcha. She used to work for me, and then she went off and did her own brand. Very proud of her. In any case, it's the best matcha going because she's the quality woman. So blend it up with coconut milk. And again, boosting your immune system with little things like that all day. I do. Nettle tea, chaga. In the winter, I always have the crock pot going with that. And yeah, the other day I got a super deal on this. I think I got it for it was $16, and I got it for $4. I know where all the deals are in the health food store. I always do. In any case, guys, what do you think about all that? Yeah, well, one, again, he's in a bit of a different reality being down in Ecuador. But there they have curfew, which is interesting. I have a lot of friends that live there, and they've had curfews on and off for quite some time, and they're still scaring the shit out of everyone. I know people who haven't really left the house since it all began. In Manta, in the Rich supermarket, they were spraying them down with sodium, I don't want to say the wrong chemical name, but anyway, the Rich were allowing themselves to be sprayed down. And there they got to suck in the rich people, because they're not going to pay for everybody's vaccines, and the rich, well, the poor want to emulate the rich. So that's their strategy. And here it's diversity, right? Unfortunately, there's seemingly no place for the people that don't want anything to do with this. And this is, again, becoming the scary reality. The worst part for us is that we don't know our numbers. We don't know how many there actually are. When I read through comments, I am absolutely convinced there's a lot more of us than we think. Particularly when I'm reading through the mainstream, because I go through all the comments. I don't just go to the most relevant and the people that would be speaking to me. So again, I think we have more than we think, but again, how do we quantify that? And that's the tough part right now. And again, with no elections, and again, there was nobody speaking for us anyway. Not one of the politicians is speaking for us, not one. Do we have to vacate our country? Because quite honestly, that's when I got cut off last Friday. when I said that we are becoming, I'm being made to feel like I'm unwelcome in my own country. And I think that's where we're coming to with the pressure coming down. The fact is, I won't agree to genetic therapy. I don't need it, and I don't want it. Yeah, you're in the States, right, Dorothy? That's the thing, guys. I mean, again, our landscape is radically changing, and we have to, again, take care of ourselves. Because I don't trust our medical system. I don't anymore. Done. And I didn't before. I had my worries, but I'm getting a lot of messages particularly the last 5-6 days, and having a lot of conversations, because the rollout of this vaccine is having an impact out there on family and friends. And it's manifesting in different ways. So people are starting to contact me with stories, and I'm telling you, these are, okay, during this whole time, since the very beginning of COVID, I don't know. I know one person personally, Tracy, that had COVID. Oh no, Tennille too. So 2. I know 2 people. That's it. I don't know anybody else who's had it within my whole entire network. Oh, sorry, my cousin Lisa too. Oh my God. So over, a year and a half, 3 people. But I'm hearing just from my network all sorts of stories of families and friends coming in regarding the effects, the after effects of this, including death. It's coming in. Yet they're pushing. I started to think about it the other night. And I mean, is this terrible? But I mean, are the ones going for it, are they the useless eaters that they want to kill off anyway? I don't know. Because they want to get to the 70% threshold. That's what they're gunning for. As far as I'm concerned, it expresses any weakness. And for me, that's just not the way to go. I want my natural immune system, and I am not putting something in my body that will potentially compromise it, because I already have a compromised immune system. I don't need any more help. They can't figure out what it is already. So why would I give them any latitude with me at all? Zero. You see, what we need to do is start learning to heal ourselves and paying attention. What we have done is we've given custody of our health and well-being, and we've passed it to these physicians. And so many people have. And they go doctor to doctor, listening to the doctor, but never understanding and listening to this, your body. What this is all about is literally taking that out. That ability, you have the ability. And when you start paying attention to your own body, it truly responds in marvelous ways. I've experienced it. And there was a time that I wasn't believing it, because I wasn't believing in myself. But we have to believe in ourselves enough to, again, take ownership of our health and well-being. See, their plan is the synthetic plan, the animal plan. It is. Line up, boom, 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 boom. That's what they want to do. And we can't allow that, because every single body is different. And this technology right now, no. Again, deaths are in line with years gone by. There is no giant spike. We know those hospitals are empty. And again, I don't doubt that there were sick people, just like there were with the flu every year. I don't doubt it. And it sucks when you got it. But again, when my network has more injuries, deaths going on right now than I've heard of COVID the whole entire time in a matter of months, that just tells me that, wow. You do the math, right? Hey, Anna, Dorothy, there you are. Your daughter had COVID. Yes, that's right. She said it was like a bad flu. She does have heart issues now. Coenzyme Q10, my friend, get her on that. That's heart. I just helped cure somebody's sleep apnea. Coenzyme Q10. Seriously. Heart. It will work. Might as well give it a shot because, again, you need to strengthen it. And it needs more help than our diet. Especially if it's compromised now. Because, again, see, in Canada, now, we're not in the States here, but in Canada, we can't even get into the doctor. It's a month to get in for tests. To see a specialist before all of this nonsense was 8 months. And that had been going on for years. It's an inferior healthcare system, always has been. And they want to cheap out even more with the whole AI thing, is what's going on here. Be able to, I don't know, create more disease and then roll us through the system. And to me, that's what's going on. I want nothing to do with them. But again, they won't treat me if I go to the hospital here, from what I'm understanding, because they want you vaccinated to go in. So again, I'm sort of looking for other places to live, because just in case I need the facilities. You never know, right? I take care of myself. I work really hard at it because, again, I want to stay out of their clutches. And I've been like that for years. When my appendix went in 2008, that was the last time I wanted anything to do with those people. I thank them for getting it out, but I thought it was third world. And that was here in Regina. I did. I've been in the hospital in Quito, Ecuador. Treated like a queen. It was fantastic. I paid for it too, and it was pretty cheap. I think I paid like for x-rays and ultrasound on my leg. I had gotten roofied and I fell down a set of stairs and my leg was out to here. And because we were so high up, they were worried about blood clots. Another reason why I shouldn't get this shot. And there's multiple reasons for a lot of people. But the pressure is proving to be a little bit much for many. I'm hearing that from a lot of my friends my age who have seniors as parents. And they are succumbing to the pressure of their friends, which is so, so sad. If they've lasted this long, they've done something right. And quite honestly, in these old folks' homes, the measures are in. Even if they live independently, they are masking up. I pass a couple in my walks. I see how they're relating. And they haven't had any cases. Before COVID, I would tell people how bad the flu shot was and useless. It's a different strain each year. It is a different strain each year. And of course, now they're going, oh, well, there's the variants. Well, you better get this shot and, catch up. It's like, no, because once you start that, you're in the matrix. And again, why are you doing that? If there's all of these variants coming, we don't need their amendments. What we need is to boost our immune system so we can handle it. That should be the number one. The Indian government, India, they sent out a pack with vitamins, supplements, hydroxychloroquine as preventative. I wouldn't take that as a preventative. I don't know if anybody's ever taken it, but it sucks. No, I wouldn't take it as a preventative for malaria because it gave me really bad dreams. And actually it ended my dreams for many years. It did. I was a real dreamer and it knocked it out. I didn't like it. So a lot of people talk flippantly about hydroxychloroquine, and no, I don't believe that's a flippant sort of Again, it's a drug. If you need it, use it, but don't do it preventatively. Boost your immune system. You need this to be ticking and working. Because again, all of these are being thrown at us. And a healthy immune system can handle it. It can. But we need a little help. We do. I don't believe anybody right now with the level of spraying. I don't, with the level of, again, the biologicals being introduced into our realm, not to mention all of those chemicals that they're spraying relentlessly everywhere you go to keep you safe. It's stupidity. And again, you need to keep away from that and again, enhance our immune systems. Another thing I'm going to do coming up this week, I'm going to start doing little sets on, again, our immune system and just ways to keep ourselves healthy and cancer-free. I sort of had a little bout of pre-cervical cancer cells when I was 20. Well, a little bout. It went on for a couple of years until I handled that naturally and I dissed my specialist. And that's kind of when I started on the journey, because what he was saying wasn't making sense to me. And when I actually took ownership of my issue, I changed it. And again, over the years, I've learned all of these things. This week, I'm going to be talking about, the other day I went out looking for, like I'm big into oils for my skin. I don't use store-bought potions because most of them are like 95%, 97% water. I learned that doing my hemp game. I wanted to sell drums of oil. I had this vision of, bringing on Hemps, for example, which was this international brand of indoor tanning lotions with hemp. And when I finally got to them, I found out that they only went through one drum a year, international distribution. So they weren't a very good customer. In any case, the oils are where it's at because they are the primo ingredient. And like the other day, I found this one. It's like usually $16. I got it for $3. I don't know why they put dates on this because I know cold press oils, they last for quite a long time, longer than this date says. Anyway, it's beautiful. And this is like vitamin C for your skin. This is like the serum. Again, you get all these glitzy names in your brand name cosmetic. But I'm sorry, if you buy the pure stuff, number one, you'll save yourself a whole lot of money. But number two, you're going to beef up the quality like times 1,000. Any case, I'm going to do a little video this week on oils for the skin and just start adding a little bit more content like that. Because, well, I believe that the less you're introducing into your body, for example, a lotion that has 14, 16 ingredients, it has a whole lot of components. You put it on your skin and your body absorbs it. Your body has to think really hard to deal with that. I kind of put it in those terms. Just like foods. If you are eating very complex, chemically inclined food, your body has difficulty. Again, it's not efficient in processing all those nutrients. And that's my sort of thing about cosmetics. If you're going to go chemical free, you want to use those pure oils. And again, keep the ingredients down to a minimum. And these are ways that, again, we help our bodies deal with aging, with risks like cancer, disease, and again, COVID, for sure. I'm not going to say it then. But there are ways to deal with it. And again, that's being strong in our immunity. Yeah. Hey Les, how are you? Sheila, how you doing? I did some changes to the Not a Mask website today. I've got more to do. I've got to do the mobile side of it. I haven't done that yet. But added a fantastic study I thought I'd share that one with you quickly before I depart for today, because this one is the one that got me the ban for 3 days on Facebook. Where is it? Oh boy. There we go. In any case, I got the PDF on the website, notamask.ca. Let me just flip over and I'll give you a little read here, but it is pretty important. Okay, yeah, we just did my little video today and I added some interesting stuff, but here's today is face masks in the COVID-19 era, a health hypothesis. So the PDF is there. I'll just read the conclusion. The existing scientific evidences challenge the safety and efficacy of wearing face mask as preventative intervention for COVID-19. The data suggest that both medical and non-medical face masks are ineffective to block human-to-human transmission of viral and infectious disease, such as SARS-CoV-2 and COVID-19, supporting against the usage of face masks. Wearing face masks has been demonstrated to have substantial adverse physiological and psychological effects. These include hypoxia, hypercapnia, shortness of breath, increased acidity and toxicity, activation of fear and stress response, rise in stress hormones, immunosuppression, fatigue, headaches, decline in cognitive performance, predisposition for viral and infectious illnesses, chronic stress, anxiety, and depression. Long-term consequences of wearing face masks can cause health deterioration, developing and progression of chronic diseases, and premature death. Governments, policymakers, and health organizations should utilize proper and scientific-based, evidence-based approach with respect to wearing face masks when the latter is considered a preventative intervention for public health. What do you think of them apples? Yeah, that was what I put on this platform, FB, and of course it was deleted. Well, my account was shut down for 3 days for that. This is a full-on conclusive study, and again, studying beyond just the physical, the psychological, all of it. And, well, we all know these aren't good. In any case, if you want to breathe, check out Not a Mask. Again, I'm not a fan of any of it. I'm not. This is ridiculous. And again, the muzzle, don't even get me started. But for this, I can breathe. I don't have to use it much. I use mine as a scarf most of the time. But it's there if I need to, or they force me to put it on. Because that is what's happening for so many of us. Check out the website, notamask.ca. Thanks for joining in, everybody. I'm going to leave it at that. Have a wonderful night.